Hey everybody, Scott Walters, welcome to the channel. If you're new, I want to thank you for coming. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. Before we get into today's red hot topic, I'm going to politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Please watch to the end for my final thought and hit the bell icon so you're notified when new videos are released. It is very important to stay close to the channel in these very tricky times. All right, folks, welcome to the channel. It's always an honor and a privilege to be with you. I hope you're all doing great. Buckle up and strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows and sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. And friends, it's a pleasure to be with you today. We're going to do something a little different today. I'm going to try to have more of a candid conversation here, a little less scripted and topic driven, even though there is a topic and a point, and we will wrap it up with a final thought. But the realities are, friends, most of you, like I said, and if you're new, please subscribe right away. There's never been a more important time to get forward thinking, critical thinking, centered and surrounded with like-minded people. This is serious, this is serious stuff. As most of you know, I'm a realtor for a massive brokerage. I help a lot of people nationally with their real estate needs. I do a lot of consulting. I'm a real estate investor. I could go on and on and on. I rarely start talking about what I've done or how I'm, how successful I am. Listen, if you're measuring your success by your stuff, you'll never, ever be happy. Success is an inside job. So there's a lot of mindset that we continue to talk about here. And I just try to be an example of hopefully a real estate professional as you go out and maybe work or deal with real estate. I want you to see in me, hopefully, what you're going to want out of somebody that's helping you with your real estate. Somebody is putting your needs before their own. So today I want to have more of a candid conversation, because one of the things that I used to do when I first came to YouTube in the height and during lockdowns, in the pandemic, when I was made an essential worker and pushed out into the industry to sell houses, and the FOMO that transpired, it just didn't pass the smell test. So I came to the camera, and I have a lot of camera time before the pandemic. I'm very comfortable, for the most part, being in front of the camera. At least I have some experience there. Whew, insane, right? I laugh at myself. I always say I laugh at this stuff. It's like a built-in size. Sometimes I have to laugh at myself too. So the realities are, friends, when I came to the camera at the height of this euphoria, most of you that have been a watcher of the channel know that I used to always say, as a California licensed realtor in a euphoric, red-hot Southern California market, I've been living in the Wild West. It's been like a gunfight, a showdown at the OK crowd doing business in real estate. This is an artificially created housing bubble. It will have blowback, the dust will settle, and we will pay the piper. Many of you knew that was my opening statement on a lot of my videos. And I always try to give my opening monologue or statement just to open the show, because I know for us, I try to do my best to entertain, educate, and inform. That's always my goal every day if I turn on this camera, to come to you guys and provide something. That's my goal always. So one of the things that came to mind today why I wanted to have a more candid conversation is, I think we're past the fact that this is a real estate bubble. Like I said, when I first started coming, people are drinking a lot of the real estate Kool-Aid. And like I said, I have no crystal ball. I can't guarantee anything. I always say you got to just put a percentage of likelihood on it. The percentage of likelihood was really high as we entered into those euphoric, never seen before prices, that this thing was a bubble. But a lot of people would come and say, no, this isn't a bubble. Time is different, right? That's typically, for lack of a better choice of words, what we would hear here. So I think now it's become obvious for most of us that the real estate industry is reversed course. It's no longer can tolerate the growth that it was experiencing, and it's in fact reversing course. So for me, I'm like, do I continue? And please leave it in the comments below. Like, I think we're past if this was a real estate bubble or not. Like, I don't know if I need to continue to talk about this is a real estate bubble. I think most people get it. But I still see a lot of people, primarily in the industry, probably licensed agents and people that work in real estate, that rely on the real estate transaction to pay their bills, whether it's mortgages or realtors or anything in between, contractors, architects. I mean, you name it, everybody needs, you've heard me say, everything hinges on the real estate market. If we lose the real estate market, we lose everything. So many jobs are tied to it. So recently I saw another person in this type of space that I'm in that reports on the real estate market continuing to say that this market won't crash and that this time is different. And they need this market to continue, of course. I mean, I benefit. I've been very transparent. Listen, friends, I benefit from the euphoria continuing. I just understand that anytime we've put our real estate market in a bubble, they've never sustained themselves. So why would this time magically be different? And we had a lot of people trying to explain why this time was different. It started with supply and demand. Because of lack of supply and heavy demand, there will be no problem. The real estate will continue to go up forever. And it was just unrealistic because now our supply is outpaced demand like overnight. And this was all market manipulation due to the federal government raising interest rates and then lowering them to kick this off and light the fuse, and then raising them to do the rug pull to stop the musical chairs. So it came to my mind, like, how could somebody come here, if I was a real estate professional and my channel was geared towards, this is not a real estate bubble, this one won't crash, this time is different, here is why. If that was me, which I saw recently another channel basically communicating that to their viewers, what would cause me to look at everything there is to look at now and still run with that narrative, to still say this time is different, to still say that this time will be different and there'll be no blowback from this stimulated economy and this stimulated housing market? And we've covered all the reasons that got us here. I always say, well, I like to get out of the problem and in the solution, but a lot of times we have to reach back to drive our point home of how we got here. It's very important how we got here, what happened, and what it's like now. I mean, those are the things that we need to talk about to have a meaningful conversation, to examine the health of ourselves and the economy. I mean, that's our goal, right? To be well-balanced individuals. Like I said, if I feel like I'm wrong, I will come admit it. Hey, listen, it looks like there's something going on right now. It looks like it's going to save the economy and the market. The realities are, and we've talked about this, there's 3 levels of an economic downturn. It'll start with the correction. That's what we're entering now. As we see the majority of all properties in the U.S. experiencing price reductions. We're seeing mainstream media now start to report of recession. In fact, more specifically, housing recession. That's not good. Like I said, it comes down to the psychology of people, the psychology of sales. Herd mentality will take over these markets. It can be moved. Markets will be moved by mainstream media, and that's what we're experiencing now. So why would I come, or somebody else rather, start to tell us this time is different, the prices will still stay high, we might see a leveling off, but no declines in values? We're already seeing the hardest or the most euphoric areas in America that got too overheated start to go through price reductions to the point where they're not only flatlining, they're coming down in value. And we know because of the interest rate environment now, 3% above its lows, every 1% interest rate hike reduces the cost of the purchasing power and our real estate values by 10%. So we've had 3% interest rate hikes. That would equate to 30% reduction in property values. And that's which way we're trending now. We're seeing about 10% on average, and then there are a lot of areas rather, and then we're getting to get to eventually, we'll see in fact a lot of these areas get to at minimum a 30% reduction from their originally appraised value during the height of the euphoria. So that's what's coming. So why would anybody continue to not admit that this was a bubble, but continue to say that this one sustains itself? I think I'd have more respect for somebody that says, hey, like I always say, the percentage of likelihood. Hey, friends, it comes down to the percentage of likelihood, and I still feel the percentage of likelihood is that we're going to see the market stay strong. But there's always a chance that it could go the other direction. But I'm still over here on this side. Like, I appreciate somebody, but then when they say nope, this time's different. No, we're not at crash risk. I mean, look at what's going on around us. Did you have your head in the sand? Can you not see the global fracture of our world economy, and now the housing market, the one market you can't get overheated, it comes down to the percentage of likelihood. So I'm going to answer your question on why I think somebody would come and whether whoever it is, there's going to be a lot of them, and I know why. Why would anybody say this time is different, no crash risk here, and here's why, and not even acknowledge or admit or entertain the idea of maybe this one reverses course, which it clearly is. Like, it's in black and white now. But if I was still here trying to say, nope, ignore all that, I'm just going to hang my hat on, I don't even know what you can hang your hat on anymore in terms of somehow this thing sustaining itself. But because I saw somebody trying to say that, because prices will still remain elevated and stay that way for whatever reason, like I couldn't even stomach it, I had to just bail out of their report. This is the only reason why I believe someone would come and try to explain this one away as there won't be a downturn in the housing market. It's because of this. They just bought. They just bought themselves. If you just bought, and I know this because I bought in the last bubble and I was a keyboard warrior and I was going to bat with all the people telling me this one's not going to sustain itself. I'm like, no, but I live in Southern California and my area is really solid and blah, blah. I wanted to defend my position of just purchasing. So anybody I believe that you see right now reporting that this one magically sustains itself or whatever the case, however they're trying to, whatever they're pulling from to try to tell us that this one won't have blowback, the biggest artificially created housing bubble in U.S. history to never seen before in highs, is safe. Somehow that is safe. When we've doubled the amount of money in circulation by injecting free money, helicopter money into the economy that now has to be paid back by the taxpayer, and inflation running through the roof, robbing middle America of their savings account where they're running on fumes. Somehow, this one's safe, even despite all that. They just bought. They drank the Kool-Aid. And listen, I love real estate. Love real estate. Millions to be made in real estate. I just sat this one out. And I urged many people to do the same. Not everybody, the majority of people. I said, you might want to sit this one out, play it safe in this time. This was an artificially created economy due to an overstimulation of the economy, and they let the one asset class, the biggest asset class in the world, become a runaway train, and that was the U.S. housing market. So it's going to have its blowback. The government's told us they're cooling this market off, even if it means a recession. And a recession is already here. It just hasn't been announced officially yet because we want to redefine the definition of recession, because instead of 2 negative quarters of GDP, which has always been the measuring stick we've used, we're using job numbers, which is just some blue-collar service sector openings. All the white-collar jobs are currently experiencing layoffs. So I don't know. For me, I want to know what you guys think. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life, acknowledging the elephant in the room. Anytime the housing market has found itself in a bubble, regardless of what's placed it there, they have always crashed. Why would this be any different? If anything, I believe personally, this one has the most risk of any other bubble I've ever witnessed, because it was artificially produced in the way so many things contributing to its artificial growth. It's now just a house of cards. We're teetering on a razor's edge. Anybody, I believe, that's telling you there's no crash risk here just bought themselves. If you appreciate the content, I do want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media links are in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you're interested in buying or selling real estate here in America, there is an email in the description for you as well. I have a network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. If you're watching from your television set today and you appreciated this video, I think you're going to love the next video on your screen at this time. And there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I will see you on the next video.